G'day again, it's Peter from Wicklow. Sunny-ish afternoon, the sun is beginning to come out. It's the afternoon, and hiking in the afternoon can be a bit tiring. I think it's after lunch you feel a bit tired, maybe a bit unmotivated, maybe a little bit lacking in energy. And I always remember a friend saying to me quite a few years ago, he said, look, afternoon hiking, sometimes what you need to do is put your head down, plod, focus on your destination, keep going. And I've always remembered that afternoon hiking, just focus on where you want to get to and put one foot in front of the other. And it also reminds me of a day I spent in the French Alps, maybe about 10, 12 years ago. We were climbing up to a place called Col de Tournoir. I think it means Col of the Black Tar. It's at 3,500 meters, so it's quite high. It's on a glacier, just above a glacier, the Amethyst Glacier. Not that far from Chamonix. It's above the Argentière Glacier. So we spent a little bit of time getting up there. And myself and my friend Mark, we'd been down there in Chamonix for a day or so, but we hadn't really acclimatized to the altitude. So we were feeling the lack of oxygen. At that height, you have very roughly 2/3 the oxygen available that you would have at sea level. So we were both struggling with the height, not really suffering from altitude sickness, but just tired from it. And we were counting steps. We started counting, we were climbing for 10 minutes, taking a breather. The 10 minutes became maybe 100 steps. We take 100 steps, take a breather. The 100 steps became 50, take 50 steps, take a breather for a few minutes. 50 became 20. And ultimately, I think at one stage we were down to 10 steps, taking 10 steps, taking a breather for a couple of minutes, and then we move on. And it is very hard. It's hard work. It's not something you might think, oh, I could do it. No, you can't. It just gets to you. It's hard work. You got to put your head down. You got to focus on what you're doing, and you got to keep plodding one foot in front of the other. You might have one eye on your destination, but you really need to work at what you're doing, and you really need to just put in the hard work to get there. And sometimes that's a little bit like business. I see people with great ideas in business, maybe great visions, great long-term plans, but they're not really prepared to put in the hard work right now. And that's something you have to do. You have to be prepared to put in the hard work right now, today, take a couple of steps forward. There's a hidden message in this story. We had a guide with us that day, and we were also on snow, but that guide had gone on ahead of us. He'd left a track in the snow. His skis had left a track in the snow. And that made it much easier for us. We could step into his tracks and ski in his tracks. And it meant we didn't have to work out where we were going. We could follow what he had done. We could follow his path, follow his route, follow his guidance. Business is sometimes like that. Sometimes you need that little bit of guidance. Sometimes you need that sense of direction, sense of where do we go, how do we get there. So tips for the day. Sometimes you need a guide, and sometimes, well, I would actually say all the time, you need to put in the hard work. That's me, Peter, Iridium Consulting. Have a nice day.